With Kyoka down and unconscious after battling the grotesqueries, it is now up to Mio to rescue Kyoka and free him from the strange, nightmarish world where he is trapped. But this task forces her to confront her deepest insecurities. Surprisingly, her most formidable adversary isn't her unkind family or the scheming emperor. It is her own nagging sense of inadequacy and the fear that her efforts will never be sufficient. Despite these daunting internal struggles, Mio resolves not to flee, but to face her fears head-on. Her determination is twofold: to save Kyoka and to remain by his side, determined to find happiness together. Armed with great resolve and with her powerful gift, Mio reaches Kyoka and single-handedly vanquishes the malevolent forces that threatened him. The truth becomes clear. The Emperor is the mastermind behind it all, seeking to eliminate Kyoka and Mio, whom he perceives as his adversaries. However, Mio not only defends herself and Kyoka, but also manages to fight back even the Emperor's formidable powers. Once their adversary is defeated, Mio and Kyoka reconcile and dispel their misunderstandings. The voices of their loved ones eventually draw them back to the real world, and they awake to find their friends who are joyous to see them back. Arata quietly disappears, but not before Mio expresses her decision to return home with Kyoka. Furthermore, the Emperor's son appears ready to assume command, as his father has lost his divine revelation and is rendered unfit to rule. Mio and Kyoka return home to their quiet routine and their blissful life. Mio's nightmares become a thing of the past, and the days pass gently. After some time, they attend a party where Mio appears as a poised and beautiful young woman, leaving Kyoka awestruck. As they stroll to the venue, they reaffirm their desire to get married and share their lives moving forward, determined to face the future side by side. After episode 11, which included many anime original scenes and which took a different direction with Mio and the tree, I was curious about how the anime would handle the final episode. I had confidence that they would do things a bit differently, but still maintain the essence of the story. I trusted the creators to handle it well, and I was both surprised and pleased with the result. In the novel, the scene where Mio rescues Kyoka is narrated from his perspective. However, the anime first had Mio confronting her innermost fears in the haunting setting of the Saimori household, where many traumatic events in her life occurred. I really enjoyed seeing Mio's transformation into a magical girl, shrine maiden, and her subsequent heroic actions in saving Kyoka, showcasing her newfound strength. Yet, when it was time for her and Kyoka to have their heartfelt conversation, the shrine maiden outfit was replaced by her usual kimono, symbolizing that they were just two individuals, without the weight of status or misunderstandings between them. Their reconciliation took place against the backdrop of the pristine dream world with the cherry tree, creating a beautiful visual. While the final party scene from the novel was abbreviated, I felt that the way the anime ended was perfect. It included the most crucial elements of the story while saving some major reveals for another time. I'm particularly looking forward to Hazuki's story. That twist caught me completely off guard in the novel. Can I hope for a reconciliation between her and her ex? And yes, this is your cue to go read the novel. I'm not spoiling that for you. We also discovered the extent of the Emperor's efforts to ensure the downfall of the Usuba clan. Not only was he behind their near financial collapse back when Sumi was still living at home, but he also reached out to the Saimori clan, a family in decline and of little renown, and instructed them to do everything in their power to get Sumi and thereby increase the chances of the Usuba clan's gift dying out. So I am happy that he was put in his place. Now, I'm absolutely thrilled that the lines I thought were omitted from the light novel were included in this episode. If you remember, I was quite upset when they cut out Kyoka's marriage proposal back in episode 7. Fortunately, they didn't remove it entirely. They simply saved it for the after-credit scene in this final episode. It was a delightful surprise that caught us all off guard, but I think it felt so much more meaningful now, considering how far they've come and the challenges they've overcome together. It was a perfect way to affirm their feelings for each other in the closing moments of the series, leaving us all to cherish the happy afterglow long after the scene faded out. When I first started watching the series, I called it a Japanese Cinderella, but better. I meant better because I knew that there would be action and a touch of magic to keep things interesting and engaging. However, back then, I had only read the first volume of the novel, which covered the content up to episode 6 and a little of episode 7. Little did I know just how much more depth this series had to offer. While I have a soft spot for fairy tales, Mio's story transcends that. Her journey is a classic hero's journey, a monomyth. It involves a lone protagonist leaving behind everything they've known to embark on an adventure, facing challenges that test their determination, experiencing personal growth after a significant crisis, and ultimately returning home triumphantly. This is precisely why it felt so right for Mio to take on the role of the rescuer in the final episode, and for her vision quest to lead her back to the Saimori house, the place where it all began. It was there that her story, as well as her trauma, originated. Returning there allowed her to confront her past and overcome it, enabling her to become the best version of herself. Seeing her don the Shrine Maiden outfit, akin to a magical girl form, symbolized her incredible character development. From that point on, everything felt like a mere formality. The final battle to rescue Kyoka was just part of the payoff. Once she conquered her greatest adversary, herself, her fears, and her feelings of inadequacy, she became unstoppable. Even the Emperor's malicious intent could not stand in her way. We all grew up, I believe, with a love for fairy tales, and that's one of the reasons why so many of us found ourselves rooting for Mio, who embodies the underdog, Cinderella-esque character. However, like I said before, this story goes beyond being just a romantic retelling of a fairy tale. It adheres to the classic narrative archetype that most modern literature and adventure stories follow. This narrative was carefully crafted to appeal to a broad audience, not just shoujo viewers, but anyone who enjoys a compelling coming-of-age story with a satisfying ending. While I might not have expected it, I'm absolutely thrilled to see how well it performed in this season's rankings. It's heartening to know that even viewers who wouldn't typically watch shoujo anime gave it a chance and embarked on this journey. With Season 2 already announced, I'm eagerly looking forward to what lies ahead for Mio and Kyoka. I hope you'll join me then as we continue to explore their story. In the meantime, I'll be devouring the rest of the novels that are available in English, and I encourage you to check them out as well. Also, feel free to explore my other videos and reviews too. I cover some really nice series in this channel. Thank you so much for joining me on this adventure, and I hope to see you next time. Until then, bye bye.